Hey, what's happening, man? It's back. Welcome back to another podcast. What's up? Yeah, welcome back. You know we do it now. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Hey, listen, recently y'all been calling Jigga Man the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been saying Jay-Z the GOAT. I had to like, oh, stop playing.
Howdy do, motherfuckers, it's Weezy, baby. Niggas bitching and I gotta talk to
Cannon.
Listen,
I got duct tape for broke, but have you missing like the
fucking old bad.
Tell him.
One hand on my money, one hand on my buddy. That's the AK-47.
Make him pussy hole, man.
Bullets like birds, you can hear them bitches humming. Don't let that bird shit.
He got a weak stomach, something.
I'm sick, I don't spit, I vomit. Got it.
One egg short of the omelet.
Simon says,
shoot a nigga in his thigh and legs and tell him catch up like Maya.
mayonnaise. I'm the sickest nigga doing it.
I'ma shut up.
Baby, these are the niggas.
Y'all say Sean Carter to go. I'ma shut up.
Yes. Get back, boy, this a set. Clumsy ass nigga slip and fall into a debt trap. Them boys pussy, born without a backbone. And if you
y'all enjoying this? This Dwayne Michael Carter joint.
run him up, I hope he
The greatest rapper alive right now, for sure. Like really. Like really, nigga. Hey, really.
I'm on that dry kush, and when it comes to that paper, I stack books. You heard what I said. I could put you on your feet and put some money on your head. Life ain't cheap. You better off dead if you can't pay the fee.
Shout out my nigga feet.
See, every motherfucker at the door don't get a key. You're outside looking in. So tell me what you see. It's about money.
It's nothing to me.
I told my homies don't kill him, bring the nigga to me. Yeah, don't miss. You fucking with the hitman. Kidnap a nigga, make him feel like a kid again. Straight up, I ain't got no conversation for you. Nigga, talk to the
Cannon.
yeah, have a few words
With
with
a
the
cannon.
yeah,
Let
tell
it
it
be
to
that
my
motherfucking cannon.
yeah, straight up, I ain't got no conversation for you. Nigga,
That's
talk
just
to
one
the
verse. That's Weezy F baby.
yeah, have a few words with
Carter,
the
Carter, Carter.
Nigga, tell it to my motherfucking hey yo, I'm making
Yo, Carter, Carter, Carter. Hey, I ain't never start off no podcast with the greatest rapper to ever do it. Candy Carter got a lot of Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, that's the Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. from Cash Money, Young Money Records. Maybe the president of Cash Money. Been rapping for real since he was like 9 years old when he was on the BGs, and then he went to the Hot Boys, and you know, if you don't pay a whole lot of attention on my IG, I've been kind of talking about who is the greatest rapper ever since Trick been saying that Beyonce can't sing and that Jay-Z is overrated, and how I agree with the Jay-Z analogy. So I thought it was only right that I set off this podcast with the greatest rapper alive. You welcome. Now listen, before I give my opinion on anything, I want y'all to know I love everybody. I don't want no smoke with nobody. These is just my personal opinion at the current moment, and my opinion can change. You know what I mean? So if I say something y'all really don't like it, or you have a difference of opinion, and you have some type of factual statement or something that I can at least understand, I'm open to all conversation, and I'm open to hear what you got to say on the topic. Okay, that's first and foremost. Listen, I'm not like a super intellectual type of person. I do tend to mix how things make me feel with the facts that I can actually find, and I kind of intertwine the two. So I'm way better at saying something is not than I am saying it is. So if you got something you want to say, anyways, say that thing. But we're gonna move forward. The topic is kind of two. It's a twofer. One, we talking about this dating life that people be into, right? And we're talking about like how important height is and what is exactly tall, right? That's gonna be the first half. Then two, we're gonna speak about colorism. And the reason why we're gonna do this is because I made one Facebook status that started out about height, and then it ended up talking about colorism, but nobody didn't want to talk about that shit. So I'm gonna get it out in the quickest form from my perspective of how this works, okay? So if you don't know by now, I am from Carol City, Florida. My height is y'all the police? I guess the police know this. I'm 5'10", 200 pounds, right? And most of my life I played football. So since I was like 8 years old, I've been playing football. I went to high school at the Carol City Senior High School, 2003 state champs. What's up? 2004 state semifinalists. We don't like to talk about it, but state semifinalist. You know what I'm saying? I was 5'10", 200 at that time. So I played linebacker, and most of the time from athletics, I was always deemed to be short. You know what I mean? So at 5'10", it was like I was barely tall enough to play football. Most of the time, like if somebody is 5'10", they also run like a 4'4". Yeah, I wasn't doing that. At 5'10", I could run the 40 in 4.79 seconds. Shout out to me. Like a lot of y'all like, oh, he's slow. Oh yeah, I'm slow compared to what you see on the news. I tell you what, you couldn't run no 4.79. I tell you what, you wasn't squatting 400 pounds. I know you wasn't, cause I was. I could when I was in high school. When I was in college. I was able to military double my body weight. So at the time I'm like 190. I could military like 350. Yeah, I had zero body fat. If you ever see me on the internet, go to my senior picture. I had no body fat, nigga, just all curves. Yeah, I was like that. So anyways, most of my life I was deemed short. Let's stay on topic. I was deemed short, right? So every time, you know, I try to date, and my best friend, y'all know my brother, my dog's 6'2". He really 6'1.5", but he don't really like to talk about it. So he gonna tell you he's 6'2". So all my life, you know, I done grew up with that nigga. I got other tall homeboy. I play football. You know what I'm saying? I'm always short. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to holler at girls. Oh, you short? Oh, you short? So I get girls here and there. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't King Stopper, but you know, I shoot this shot go up. I get what I get. You know what I'm saying? But I always got it thinking that I'm short. You know what I mean? Girls be like, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? I like a tall 6'5". Oh, who is your homeboy? Oh, he tall. Oh, I like him. Oh, who's that's your teammate? Oh, I like him too. Like, you know, you know what I mean? I keep it a buck with you. I ain't never really lost to too many, like, just, I guess, light-skinned guys, like, on the strength of them being light-skinned type shit. But I done lost to some tall niggas. I keep that shit a buck. Tall niggas, hey, a tall, slim nigga with tattoos take your hoe, dog. It's crazy. Oh God! So if you sitting there trying to spit game to a wood wood and there's a nigga that look just like you and say he tall, you gonna lose 9 times out of 10, unless your talk game is ridiculous, or unless you just richer than that guy. So from my younger days, I felt like height was kind of serious, right? So this is where we take a turn for the worst. Or at least when I start to see things change, right? So when I'm in my early 20s, height is like a big deal, right? And then we get to this area of life that people on YouTube call the wall, right? And this is around, like, I guess the 30s, early 30s to your mid 30s, where, you know, people starting to settle down. You know what I mean? You got women who starting to, if women were looking to date in your early 20s, it's gonna come 30s, they looking to get married, right? So I started finding myself around a different circle of people at this age, right? So in my early 20s, I'm around all these football players, all these ex-athletes, or all these actual athletes. You know, even on my line is out of 8, I'm the 3. And if he let my 2 tell you, I'm really the 2. If you ask him, so I'm really used to being short. But then when I get around this new circle of people, I'm all of a sudden kind of big. Like, I'm kind of tall. Shout out to everybody else. All I'm saying is, it sounds to me at early age, the women's one of the tall dudes. Right? This is how I'm seeing it. Then when they get a little older, it's like the short dudes are do. I mean, because if you really think about it, you know, the short guy might have less options than the tall guys we just talked about, right? So now that I'm around these married folks, I see a lot more married people. A lot of the times I look up, I say, dog, I'm not short no more. Right? So I'm on Facebook, like I be, and I really don't be thinking stuff like this bother people, but I guess it do. And I post it, I'm like, hey, is 5'10" tall? Cause when I'm not around athletes, this shit look tall. I just want my credit. Everybody says average height. Well, shit, the niggas that y'all marrying ain't average height then, because a lot of these niggas be way shorter than me, and y'all have crucified me for being short for all of my 20s. I really Don't care. No, seriously, man. If you found somebody to love on, man, you happy in your life, that's great. At the end of the day, all this shit is just hype and it's kind of stupid, to be honest with you. But I really wanted to point that shit out. Listen, I know y'all niggas don't want to hear this, but I really feel as though women's be settling in their 30s. Cause it's like, dog, the niggas you was chasing in the 20s, these niggas was 6'3" with jawlines and tattoos. Hey, when you see them at 31, you see them post a we getting married picture, you be like, yo, that dude's short. You know what I'm saying? You be like, wait, what happened? Y'all ain't never noticed that shit? I don't know. So anyway, that's topic number one. If y'all ain't like that topic, y'all need to stop listening to my podcast and expecting so much out of me, dog. I'm not really this good at this podcasting thing, right? So then we go to my next topic, which is on colorism, right? And we're speaking on colorism from a dating standpoint because, it's kind of a feminine topic. You know what I mean? Like whenever you hear women speak about colorism, it is normally on the spectrum of preference in dating, right? Even though colorism is really like systematic type shit for real. Like if you ever hear Beyonce old boy Matthew knows fully say he used to have to they had to apply for college with a picture, and how dudes used to lighten their pictures, try to like copy their picture lighter so the people could think they lighter and whatever. And how he said like all the dark skinned people at the school, if you get admitted as a dark skinned person, you are athletic, you play sports. Yeah, I mean that's systematic colorism, like, or even when we go down to the fraternities, hey, I'm gonna drop this bomb, and I could be wrong. I'm gonna drop this bomb, as y'all might know. I played Phi Beta Sigma back in the day, and if you look at the founders of all the Divine Nine organizations, most of these guys and women passed the paper bag test. There's most of them. If you really look at it, like I be telling people this all the time, like, I don't know about everybody's organization. I don't. You know what I mean? I do know some history and some things about Sigma, right? There's always something about Africa in Sigma. There's always something about like inclusion. There's always something about it's just from what I've read and how I feel, it's a push to be a great person in Sigma, to be a well-rounded, inclusive, member of your community. That's how it comes off, right? And then you also look at the history. In 1914, Sigma would have been the last until 1963 when IOTAs came out or joined the Divine Nine. So with Sigma being the last, right, and them being the only founders who are dark skinned, if you look at the pictures, you can Google the pictures. Sigma is the only organization where all of the founders are dark skinned. I'm going to assume, I can't assume, I'm gonna say, I feel as though that they created that organization because they were not being included in the other organizations, or they did not like what they saw in the other organizations. Kind of like how all the Deltas was K's and then they left. You know what I mean? So when you look at the K stereotype, is light skinned with straight hair. Then if you look at the Delta stereotype, is dark skinned with natural hair, just like on school days. So when I look at Sigma, I'm like, okay, we're the only ones that dark skinned founders. You can say what you want. Hey, I don't know. Y'all know something that I don't know. But anyways, that is like systematic colorism, in my opinion. But or even the notion that the darker your skin tone, the heavier your senses will be. They say like and I mind you, because with skin tone you can't really goddamn quantify, because it still will be a judgment as to how dark your hue is. But the notion is that the blacker you are, the heavier your senses will be. What buddy say? He said, hey, the darker the N-word, the lighter the trigger. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's systematic colorism. But if you ever speak to a woman will normally tell you something like, oh, nobody ain't want me because I was dark skinned or something like that. That's what you would normally hear, versus something like, oh, I couldn't get in college because I was dark skinned type shit. So that got me to colorism. And I was telling people, I'm like, dog, I ain't never been not chose or, you know, never got a girl because of my height. That ain't never happened. I ain't never think of like, oh, you too short. I might lose to a tall nigga. That's different. Hey, he tall. Hey, that boy doing his thing. He got it. Hey, that's one thing. But I ain't never been with a girl. She just be like, yeah, you too short for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what, man? I like you so much, but goddamn, you short. Yeah. Nah, it never happened. But I have lost out to a girl because I was a darker hue. But y'all don't want to talk about that though. Dog, I could think of a few times in my life, dog, where I was dating somebody or something, and they just tend to not value you as you should. And you look around, you be like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing? What is it? I'm in shape. I do my play. I go to the gym in shape. You know what I mean? I got some rank around here. Like, people know who I am. I be out here doing my thing. Money, okay, well, I got a decent job. I got a decent little side hustle. Like, I'm good off that. You be like, well, is this sex? Well, I know I'm doing me. I'm laying what I lay down. So when you start to think about these things, you be like, man, what the fuck could it be? Like, why she don't see I'm popping like that? You know why she don't see you popping like that? Because the societal norm says that you should not be popping like that. You dark scared. You don't hold that much value. Now, hey, y'all got y'all story, I got mine. This is how I look at it. Cause you can tell by the type of people that person not worship, but you know, if a light skinned nigga come on TV or some shit like that, or like a light skinned nigga walking the room like ooh, and mind you, this is no hate on, you know, the lighter tone people. I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never took rejection and as jealousy. You know what I mean, I look at everything like what's for me is for me, what's for you is for you. But I don't give a fuck. Listen, if you don't like me, that's your fault. Ain't nothing I can do about that, baby. Y'all both straight. You know what I'm saying? So there's no hate against it. It's just observation. Like a lot of things I don't like, people be thinking I be hating or some shit, or I'm just angry. And I be like, I'm not really angry. It's just we don't observe shit and call it out sometimes. Like, it's not even to say something that's good or bad. At least let's just say the shit is happening. So, you know, I just look at certain things. You be like, okay, well, if I say some shit, Max, shut the fuck up. If I say some shit, I could say like, oh man, I don't think you should. Max, shut your little bum ass. Like, oh God, this is how it go. And then my dog, you know what I'm saying, or like a friend or whoever would say the same thing. I'm like, okay, well, we're listening here and type shit. You be like, hey, listen, what the fuck? And a lot of times I can't see a fucking difference. I'm like, what's the difference between me and this nigga? You know what I'm saying? I'm handsome. You feel me? Like, so over time, I started to look at it like, okay, it's different. Like, I remember I had this one girl I was dating, and I had told her about this. All her friends was like light skinned, and the thing that, and it wasn't like that I had a problem with that. It's just that I peeped that like, okay, all your friends light skinned, and they don't value you like you value them. You know what I mean? She was always calling, always trying to hang out. She was always the glue. You know what I mean? Type shit. And I was just like, damn. I'm like, but at the time, I was like, yo, I don't think the way you see them is the same way they see you. You know what I mean? So I had to make a G decision. I'm like, I'm not sure, you know what I mean, that you value me in the light that I should be valued. I might have been wrong. Yeah, I might have been wrong. I don't know. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I was younger. But that's how I felt. So like something like that is why I get, okay, you know, this colorism shit might be like a real thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least in the terms of dating, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I do think motherfuckers really kind of like be looking at dark skinned people and be like, yeah, I ain't fuck with them. A lot of people would disagree. They be like, nah, y'all popping. Nah, dark skinned people. And I would, listen, we are attractive people. You know what I'm saying? Just like light skinned people are attractive people. Or whatever color you are, but what I will say is people say one thing and completely do another, in my opinion. They be like, Matt, why you be snatching? Yeah, I hear you. Motherfucker, hey, I could get a woman to have sex with me. That ain't never been no issue, but I can't always say I can get a woman to admire me or really want to date me in a serious way. Like, that hasn't always been the case. So Mac, you get them all, yeah, I can smash with, yeah, okay, I gotta have sex with a bitch, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't hard, but to really get a woman to be like on your program, and really look at you like you somebody, that's a little bit more difficult. Yeah. I mean, so that's from my perspective. Like a motherfucker be like, yeah, y'all dark skinned dudes be popping. But have you ever really noticed and take a look at this shit, right? When I see people get married or I see married couples, have y'all noticed a lot of them look like each other? And there's no shot to nobody, dog. On God, there's no shot to nobody. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna pull up somebody I dated, be like, this nigga mad. Y'all looking like, I'm pretty sure. Ooh. But like, shit, if a motherfucker too light, hey, I don't see them marrying and dating darker than them. I'm just keeping it a bug. Motherfucker be, they middle brown nigga. I don't see average brown dating and marrying darker than them. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. Don't report my channel, please. But yeah, man, hey, that might take really quick, man. It was this one, I think that height shit is crazy. Motherfucker be like, hey, height is so important. But when it come down to like finding somebody who gonna marry them, I feel like a lot of women settle for the short. I mean, cause I feel like I told you, I grew up short. In my head, I'm short. They be marrying niggas smaller than me. And I thought I was short. So hey, I want all my credit back. I'm tall. Fuck all that shit y'all talking about. You know, and then they went to the little colorism shit. Like I just really, and I could be wrong, but I'm telling y'all, look around for a second, dog. Like sometimes it be seeming like people be marrying their brothers and sisters. Shit kind of wild. Like really, like remove your, this is what I be telling myself. Remove yourself from yourself. Like just look at something outside of your body and your personal feelings and really next time somebody be like, yeah, we got married, just look at them. Y'all could be cousins. Like if some people I be seeing you married, if they say, hey, this my cousin, I feel like nobody would question it. Like, yep, that's definitely your cousin on your daddy's side. Oh God. Like, hey, listen, I just be telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? But anyways though, man, I'm gonna let y'all go. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I done bitched enough. It's been like 30 minutes. I've been bitching for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can get somebody on the phone. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna see what we could do. Please, hey, don't be angry about this. This is like, you know, hey, Height-ism and Color-ism in the black community. Like a lot of niggas was saying on the Facebook shit, they was like, hey, you only short if the woman you dating is black. I was like, hey, I guess I wouldn't know. You know why? Because I don't really date motherfuckers that's not black. But I will say this. And I'm gonna let it fly. Y'all, hey, I'm gonna let it fly. I've only dated outside of my race once. She was not white. She was Cuban. Y'all all know who the fuck she was. We ain't gotta talk about this on this podcast. Like twice. It depends. It depends. Like once. Okay, whatever the fuck. But one thing I will say is so I don't really do white girls. So I can't speak on like white because I grew up in Miami, Florida. Like I know, Carol City, Florida. I haven't been around white people too much in my life to even say I've ever spoken to a white person. But what I will say is the people that are not, I guess, African American or whatever the case may be, when they see that dark skin and shit, like they cherish this shit. Like I feel like when when somebody is not black and they're interested in me, like the way that they express their interest in me is like so fucking extreme. Yeah, you know what I mean, it feel like, I know this shit got crazy. It feel like I'm in the Get Out movie and they see me, they be like, melanin, nigga. Oh shit, nigga. It's like they finna take my body and replace me with their brain. That's how that shit feel. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like this ultimate respect sometimes when the person is not like I'm not one that's pro interracial or whatever, but like when I do see people do that shit, I kind of understand. It ain't for me. It ain't no knock. But I do feel as though sometimes this melanin shit, this wide nose shit, this fat lip shit, even, you know, the height thing, I feel like it is less pressure sometimes away from your own. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because y'all know me. I like I like them black. You feel me? I like a ghetto black baby, you know what I'm saying? With an apostrophe in her name, you feel me? That thing gotta be like, you know what I mean? Apostrophe in her name, nigga, with the earrings with her name in it, nigga, like, you know what I'm talking about? For real. I like one that like donks, you feel me? I like them blight, you know what I mean? I can't eat chicken wings with nobody for the birds, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. But like, let me see if I can get this guest on the phone, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a little bit. Hold on 1 second.
Hello.
Yo, hey, what's happening?
What's up?
Welcome AJ to the podcast. What's up? Yo.
What's going on?
Nah, man. Hey, thank you for joining my little struggle cast. I appreciate it.
Hey, you making it happen.
What you go by nowadays? The Nerd Bay, ain't it?
The Nerd Bay, yes. That's my blog.
Well, I see you, bro. Well, congratulations on your blog. Congratulations on being out here in these streets, making money and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, appreciate it.
So when I post my little controversial topics on Facebook, you had done jumped on that thing. You was like, yeah, I want to talk about that. And I noticed, you as a fellow African American of a darker hue. Yeah,
Black American.
Oh,
I'm a Black American.
You're a Black American. Okay, excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. You are a descendant of slavery. Are your people descendant of slaves?
I mean, I can't go back that far, but
Ooh.
I just know I'm a Black American.
Okay, Black of America. Well, my people, we from Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay, my people from South Carolina and Georgia.
Oh, you Geechee.
Possibly.
Yeah, you can't. Don't get Kwame Brown on my podcast for real. Like, don't go crazy. Nah, for real. You know they say Trick Daddy Geechee. That's what they say.
For real.
I don't got, because when I went to college, they was like, went to North Carolina. They was like, Trick Daddy from South Carolina. I wouldn't know that. I don't know that man personally, but that's what they say. And because he said it in one of the songs. From Miami. Nah, but he did. Remember, I'm an old freak, yo. He's a Geechee ass nigga. Collard Green there.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
They was like, he be coming to Fort such and such, and he do a concert every year. I was like, bro, you going way too deep for me. I don't know.
Okay, so he might be my kinfolk.
Hey man, possibly, yeah. So let me ask you, what makes you to be? I guess what made you be so specific on the title that you deemed or that you wanted to be addressed by, which is a Black American?
I mean, because I don't have any direct ties to any country in Africa that I know of, and we can't even really go back that far. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say ignorant, but like, I don't know. All I know is my great grandparents was from here. So Black American. Yeah,
I'm with it. I ain't gonna say I believe, I haven't done my research, but I really believe Black people were already here. Like I don't buy the slave narrative like that.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I don't say African American, because I don't know. Yeah. Well, we probably been here.
Yeah, I think we were here. So, like, are you originally from Florida? Are you a transplant, or you always been from the South?
Nah. Yep, I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, that's
born and raised. Yep.
Did you go to what's the black high school out there? Is it Joe William? What is it called? Joe?
I went to St. Pete High.
I don't know nothing about
St. Pete High, Bogey, Gibbs.
That's the black one.
Gibbs, yeah.
Salute to Gibbs High School, y'all. And salute to St. Pete High School too. Yeah. Salute to the green and white. I'll give y'all a little salute. You know what
I'm saying? Listen, most high schools in South St. Pete are black.
Yeah. I don't know the difference.
Yeah, Gibbs will know.
Yeah, I don't know the difference. This is all same. Hey, listen, I could be in Clearwater. I think I'm in St. Pete. I don't really know where I be at. I'm gonna be honest with you. It all look the same to me. Whatever. South St. Pete, hey, whatever you say. So what are, I guess, some of the obstacles or I don't know, challenges that you faced in life? Just, if you were to speak directly to your skin complexion being an issue.
Challenges, and this is kind of what I want to talk about, because me and my friends have been talking about this lately, which is why I reached out to you.
Right.
And they feel like they have some sort of privilege. And I don't know, I guess I haven't really felt a struggle when it comes to my skin tone. Not with dating, not with, work, not with. I can't think of anything significant that's been because of my skin color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I was just wondering when you posted that, I'm like, what struggles have you faced? Any struggles being dark skinned? Because I don't know. I haven't experienced, I guess, or maybe I'm oblivious, or maybe it's my ego. I don't know. So I was just wondering how you felt about it. Like,
no, that's
what's
interesting.
your struggle?
Well, if I could say something, I ain't trying to flirt with you or nothing like that. But you also look a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to say nothing, so I'm assuming that kind of helped. You know what I'm saying? But like, even.
But don't you think that's the case on both sides? Like a light skinned person or a dark skinned person, it doesn't matter your skin tone. You either look a certain way or you don't.
It depends on what perspective or actual topic we talking about, right? So, so to go back to like your previous question, you were saying like, I guess my quote unquote struggles, and I could kind of understand where you coming from, because I don't feel like I struggle. Like, I don't look at anything and be like, yo, that shit held me back. But I do look at things and I look at it like, that's interesting. Does that make sense? So like, one thing I can say, So one thing I can say that I've noticed is that growing up, whenever I said something, people always chose violence with me. And I noticed they didn't do that for my other friends or other people that are around that was like a little bit lighter tone. So remember, I was in college, I went by Mac the Badass and whatever. Even though, mind you, I ain't never did shit illegal. Like, I'm not really that bad of a person. You know what I'm saying? But when I speak, for whatever reason, you know what I mean? People always took it so harsh. And I'm just like, yo, I could not figure out, like, why is this? So when I started looking back and I just started doing my research, you know what I mean? Like, when people see darker tone, they generally see or they deem that person to be more violent. So they address you as such. And the only reason why I say that, because at least on the internet, that seems to be a commonality. Like, people can kind of all agree to some aspect, so. That's one thing I could definitely tell you. People always act like I said something crazy, and I feel like I don't be saying much. Like, even with the topic, I was like, yo, is 5'10" short? 5'10" is hella short. No, I'm like, bro, I really just said 6 words. It's not that serious.
So this is just like over the internet, like, because I was going to say maybe it's your tone. Like, are you speaking in a different tone than, somebody else? I just feel like it's so many other factors before it even gets to that. To skin tone.
Well, this is pre-internet though. Things I'm talking about. I mean, this is 2006. You know what I mean? Like, it was internet, but it wasn't no internet. It's just something I noticed. But things like that don't hold you back. It's just, for me,
something that you noticed.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I didn't think people would treat you differently based on your skin tone. But over, you know what I mean? Like, you be like, damn, I can't really. You start to kind of lose your voice because after a while, people keep not. You know what I mean? You gotta get to a point where you like, well, fuck what y'all feel. I'm gonna say what I want to say because. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my experience, And then also, like, I was telling my daughter the other day, I remember because a picture had came up, and I remember we was all in this picture, and the girl who was in the picture, I remember she was like, "Oh, Mac, you ruined the picture." And I'm like, I look at that shit, I'm like, how the fuck Hey, oh God, I swear to God. She was
So wait,
like,
did you automatically assume that it was because of your skin tone?
Nah, I didn't at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm trying to access this. I'm trying to read. I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we looked at everything. She was like, she was like, cause you ain't smiled. That's why she said that. I'm like, maybe I said, guess, you know what I'm saying? She was like, but I was, over time I was like, but also, for that person to be in my friend circle, they also don't speak to me that much. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? So I just started putting like a little bit together. I'm like, man. And then one thing I also noticed too, because I'm in a fraternity and shit like that. And I always, one thing I peep too is that a lot of times when people take pictures black, the darker tones tend to go to the back, while the lighter tones tend to come to the front. For real. And this is just observation. Okay. I could totally be wrong. Mind you, I'm looking at the camera now. I could be sensitive. I don't fucking know. I started to pick up on just little things. And these are not horrible things. It's not going to change somebody's life to be in the back of a picture.
Right.
But over time, I might start to fuck with you a little bit. But it's just something I know. You look at a picture a lot of times. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah, shit like that.
I don't know if I paid attention to like pictures if like, darker people are placed in the back. I mean, I guess maybe I just haven't noticed, or it hasn't been like you know, they're in the back because they're dark skinned. Like, it just, you know what I mean?
Hey, look, I could, like I said, I could be wrong, Shawty. I do not. I could be sensitive. I mean, and it's not to say that like a motherfucker be placed in the back. They probably just don't have the same confidence. You see what I'm saying? So like have you ever noticed that I don't know if you noticed that, but most of your entertainers, comedians, and you know, radio personalities are normally like darker skinned folks. And I don't think that just comes off of talent. I just think a lot of times the darker tone individuals probably have to do a little bit more to be noticed as they grow up. So when they get to adult age, they tend to do something in entertainment because they've been entertaining their whole life. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
And see, I thought more, you know, I thought it would be the other way around. You see more lighter skinned people in entertainment than darker skin.
Yeah, I see why you would say that. I guess there's no shot at nobody. When I say entertainment, I guess like the undeniable entertainer. Like so sometimes they do like prop somebody up because they're more aesthetically pleasing, like a Jennifer Lopez, you know. But then when you have somebody like Jennifer Hudson, you can't sit her down. You see what I'm saying? Or like a Fantasia, like you can't sit. Like you can not prop them up, but you can't sit them the fuck. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense. Like that. That just like let me through talent. Like I'm coming, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that just from my opinion, and I just learned that, you know, from the radio. I remember growing up in Miami, we had a guy named Big Lil Bandit, and I could be wrong. Big Lil Bandit, I didn't be that dark, but I just remember my dad used to always talk about Tom Joyner, and it blew me that Tom Joyner looked the way he looked when I finally saw him. I'm like, man, I did not expect him to look like that, because up until that time, I haven't seen nobody on the radio be, I guess, his skin complexion. It kind of threw me off. I'm like, because up until that time, everybody I saw that was on the radio, when I finally saw them in person, was like normally a darker tone person, or like comedians are normally like darker tone person. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like if you look at the Queens of Comedy, where they have Monique, some more. I don't remember, like, you know, you rarely do you see like just a lighter tone comedian.
Yeah, comedians. Yeah, I can see why you say that for comedians. Yeah,
and you know,
you usually see a darker skin.
Right. And you know, where athletes normally come. You know, they say the theory is that we, you know, black people from, I guess, from slavery, you know, we've been bred to do certain things. So like I guess the darker, you know what I mean? Whatever. But that's just one theory. I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely been like something I've been paying attention to a lot more, because I never really paid attention to it before, but the conversation has been coming up more recently. So I'm like, you know, and my lighter skinned friends, they have a completely different perspective of things. So I was just like,
well, how do they see it?
Well, I won't say her name, but one of them, or really both of them, they both feel like they have to kind of like speak up and speak out for darker skinned women, because they feel like they have some sort of privilege over darker skinned women. And they say that, you know, it's because of the way society makes it. But in my head, I'm thinking, you know, the fact that you even acknowledge something like that makes you a part of that society. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I would never even... I think people are privileged based on a bunch of factors. Skin tone could be included in that, but I don't think it boils down to that. I don't think it's just that. You know what I mean? I think it's so many other things that go into what makes somebody, I guess you could say, more noticeable, or just more attractive, or, you know, more, you know, sought after in the workplace, or just whatever the case is. I don't think it just boils down to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I have to agree in a two-part kind of way, right? So, like, you know, when you said your friends, they like to speak up, or they feel like they kind of speak up. Like, men do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be honest, like, all of my light skin, I hate to keep talking about them like this, like light skin, whatever. You know what I mean? Because they my friends. But, you know, they'll look out. They be like, hey, boy, this is my older days, and I ain't really into these things anymore. But they be like, boy, I got 6 hoes. Boy, hey, Matt, boy, I got you 1 too. Come on, everybody. Like, because in their head, they know that, like, hey, I get hoes like that because how I look. Hey, I'm gonna give you one. You know what I'm saying? Or like, if I can get it to the club, hey, I'm in the club, back, come on. Like, you know, they know what is going on. Like, they know the play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're not gonna leave you without. You know what I mean? And then a second, I guess, to that response. I've always heard this. I haven't seen this before, but like a lot of times back in the day, dudes would say that like a lot of dark skinned girls didn't really have like a lot of self-esteem. You know what I mean? Like, and I kind of can agree, only because I feel like when I did approach, so like let's say if it's a light skinned girl and a dark skinned girl and they both bad, right? If I approach the light skinned girl, she kind of knows she bad. But if I was to approach the dark skinned girl, sometimes they didn't always know that they was bad. Like they didn't always know they were, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, bitch, you talking to me? Like, yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Cause you know, when I was younger, I ain't gonna say I wasn't a popping guy, but I wasn't really like I feel as though I wasn't in a great place in life to be taken seriously. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when a girl took me serious, I'd be like, damn, you could have way better than me. Like, you tripping, you know what I'm saying? But like normally that's just how I could be. I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was also a different time.
Yeah. So you think it was a confidence thing? Okay.
Yeah, because they knew. Like, they be like, hey, listen, man, if you want to fuck me, hey, you gonna have to tighten up. I didn't necessarily know. Like I remember one time. This is a story, right? I swear to God, I hope these people don't know who I'm talking about. One time I went to Memorial Day weekend with some folks a long time ago. It was it was like 4 girls or whatever. I don't know. One was super red. She's a nice young lady. One was super red, and 2 was super dark, right? So, but I'm. My God, bro. The one of the super dark girls, she looked like down there like a model. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know her name like that, 'cause I don't know her like that. The red girl is pretty, but she don't look like this dark skinned girl. You know what I'm saying? So, so everywhere we go, the whole fucking weekend, on God, everybody trying to, cause we all in the group, it's some boys or something. So you know you gotta you ain't gotta protect them, but you gotta make sure ain't nobody trying to snatch their ass either. You know what I'm saying? Right. So everywhere we go, you know, somebody trying to holler at her, oh red, oh, everywhere we go. We go to the beach. Hey, the dark skinned little chick done put Ocho Cinco at the beach. Like, we like, oh, that's Ocho, nigga. Like, for real. So just walking around that whole weekend, I done seen this girl get hollered at, you know what I'm saying, 100 times. I done seen this girl get hollered at like twice. It just so happened. One of them was Ocho Cinco. I'm like, that's so weird. I just said,
wow. Yeah. Well, so that brings up another thing. So I also think sometimes, you know, never mind. That's bad.
Ooh, yeah, hey, you gotta be careful. Hey, we not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. Hey, oh God, these are just observations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not. I promise you, I don't hate nobody. I ain't jealous of nobody.
No.
Hey, but hey. Well, that's good though. But I think, you know, talking to you, I think that you know, you seem to be aware of a situation. So it's like you seem like the type, like, okay, if you don't vibe with me because I'm dark skinned, guess what? I have a nice personality. Or guess what? You know, I'm pretty cool to know. Or I can have fun. Or woo. Like, you seem to be the type that would not let one thing, I guess, or one perspective, you know, tie you to a certain brick. Like, you work around things. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. I would never, I would never feel a way about that, you know, because I know what's for me is for me. You know what I mean? So if you ain't for me, then it is what it is. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. Have you so like you getting into tech, like have you seen, I guess, anything, I guess, I don't know, tech is different because everybody at the job ain't black to even differentiate between light skin and dark skin. But, you know, have you seen anything, I guess, you know, had any incidents with you in your skin complexion? Or has it been like smooth sailing? No.
And really in any job that I've held, skin has never been an issue. It's never been a thing.
That's what's up, AJ. That's what's up.
That's why I'm always like, how it's got to be more than that. You know what I mean? It's got to be something else. You know, because I have dreadlocks, so it's kind of like that's supposed to be, you know, not acceptable, unprofessional, and it's never helped me back from anything that I've wanted. I feel like anything that I've wanted, I've worked for it, and skin color, hair, none of that has ever been an issue.
Man, that's
It's
crazy.
just, it all comes down to, what do you want? What do you want, and are you willing to work for it? That's it.
Well, shit. I don't have the same response. Hey, dog. What's because? No, seriously. So, my first job after college was at this company right around the corner from UCL. It was my first job in tech, and I was on a team with predominantly white men. And when I say predominantly white men, because it's weird to find that in Florida. It's not every day that you find like blonde hair, blue eyes in Florida like that. So everybody on the team, white men, right? So, when it's time for promotion, I kept noticing that everybody that was being promoted, you know what I mean? They all look the same. White man, yeah, promote him too. White man, promote him too. So I was just like, yo, I got to a point I was like, dog, if y'all ain't gonna give me my just due, like, let me leave type shit. Like I'm about to clear, I'm being 100 because like 3-4 people done got promoted and I ain't get promoted. I'm like, so in the promotion, in the role, it should have took like 2 years. This is going like year 4. You know what I mean? So, and this is me working, like when I'm telling you, I'll be like popping Red Bulls. It'd be like 8 o'clock to like 8 o'clock. I'll take a nap, wake up. Like this is all I was doing. I'd come in on Saturday, wouldn't nobody be there, just be me and the white noise. Like this is a true story. So, it's weird. So I asked them, so I started applying outside of my team, and then I end up getting, the role that I was supposed to get at that team with the new team. And when I get to the new team, it's just a more diverse team. Like it's some Indian folks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's some Indian folks. It's some women. It's a little bit more women. It's like another black person. It's some Hispanic folks. It's just a very diverse team. And when I got there, they was like, man, we're so happy to have you. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? They were like,
Wow.
yeah, like I had done so much in those first 4 years that by the time I got to the next role, I was already done. Like I already knew everything. So I was only there for like a couple more months and I got promoted again with the new team.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was like a real thing. Like the first group I was with, when I got there, it was real frat type shit. It was like play pranks on each other type shit. It was like, that was my first time playing like fantasy football. You know what I mean? Like whatever you think stereotypically people do that's of that, of the other race, that's what they were doing. And I couldn't go nowhere. But the second I got with a little bit more diverse crowd, here we go, it started taking off.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? People tend to stick together, If it's a group of, a particular race, they tend to stick together. I mean, if you had a team of black people and you had someone of another race and you had a chance to start promotions, how would you do it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
and that's not. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying it's kind of like it's just what it is, and it's not just them. I think every group of people, with like Asian people, I think would do the same thing. I think Indian, whatever,
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. So back, if we go a few moments back, right? You said that your friends feel as though they got to take up for dark skinned women because of their skin complexion. But you yourself don't feel like you really had any issues being dark skinned. So what would how do I ask this question? Well, why do you think that they see something that you don't see, even though it's supposed to be happening to you? So why would they see it and you not see it?
Well, and it's not specifically me.
Right,
They're just talking in general.
Right.
In general. So they'll say, let me see, the last person that I spoke to, it was after the club, and she was saying how she has a cousin who looks just like her, but is dark skinned. But if she's out, people will only talk to her and not her cousin. And she said that she would feel bad about that because, she said her cousin is beautiful. She feels like her cousin is beautiful, and people should talk to her. And it hurts my feelings a little bit because both of these people I'm talking about are beautiful women,
right?
And I kind of feel like I wouldn't want them to, base their beauty just off of the fact that they have light skin. These girls are actually very, very beautiful outside of their skin color. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it just sucks that they don't actually see that. They only see, I'm lighter skinned, so that's why. I get more
Oh, I
attention.
see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
Oh,
like, no, you're actually a
lies.
beautiful
Yeah,
girl.
that's
You're
true.
beautiful outside of your skin color. I mean, you're just a beautiful person. You're a beautiful girl. So don't downplay that just to make somebody else feel better. It's like, no, you're beautiful. You should own that and be happy about that. You know what I mean? And maybe that's just, me as a friend. I feel like,
Right.
I don't want you to feel that way. I just want you to, you know, you're beautiful. Accept it.
Yeah, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
yeah, that's
Let
that's
me accept
interesting.
that I'm beautiful as a dark skinned woman. You accept that you're beautiful as a light skinned woman. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. On one spectrum, you got a potential dark skinned girl who's saying, I'm not liked because I'm dark skinned. And on the other hand, you got somebody who feel like they're only liked because they're light skinned. That both sound toxic as shit. Like on both sides of the spectrum. Like that is it's both a sad story. Like that anybody will feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, but
Right, right.
shit,
Exactly,
boy,
exactly.
that shit sting me a little bit.
Like, no, you're actually beautiful. Because I know a lot of light skinned women who don't look like you. You know
So
what I mean?
yeah. So let me. So far we didn't talk about men's liking women's. Are we gonna discuss if women tend to lean towards the lighter tone males? Cause I don't really know if that's a thing because I don't really watch what other men do and get. You know what I'm saying? But if I look at
Mhm,
like rap music, like Drake is the biggest shit on earth right now. You know what I mean? Chris Brown,
mhm.
Brendan the biggest, but Chris Brown different. He got a lot of talent. You know what I mean? But like typically light skinned, tall with tattoos seem to be like a thing. Like if you look at the NBA, a lot of mixed guys with tattoos. So I don't know. I can't speak on it because I'm not a woman, and I don't really
Well,
watch what other men get. But do you see that? I guess amongst the people that you see, like if a girl say, I got this new dude, like, is he ever darker than her? That's my thing. I feel like people don't date people darker than them.
I mean, I think it's mixed, to be honest.
Mm.
I don't, let me see. Some people prefer dark men, some prefer light. I don't think there's like, I'm trying to think of my group, of uh, my network of people. I would say it's about mix. It's just who looks the best,
Interesting. Okay.
who
Okay.
looks the best, and who can provide the best.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
That's really what it boils down to. Who can
on
provide the best?
on God in my life experience, and this is this goes to that Mac the badass like name again. So like when I was younger, every time I would like do some shit, like I would get a new girl or whatever the fuck, and they would find out about other girls. They would always talk to me as if like people would always talk to me as if I wasn't supposed to be able to get her. That makes sense.
Mm,
Like everybody be like, I'd be like, oh
really?
yeah, listen, hey, listen, oh my god, bro, I dated this
Wow.
this girl this girl I grew up with. Oh god, you know what I mean? I had the we got old and shit, and I just had no snatch. I had no, how did my little game, and I would tell people like, yeah, me and such talking, and they honestly would not believe me. Like, no, you not. And I'm like, dog, what? When you look at me like, what? How do you look at me and be like, he can't get her? You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what I'm saying. So for me. Like I was never a guy that you could tell was ugly. Like you could tell me that shit because I heard it a lot in life, right? People always call me ugly, call me black. Typical jokes, that you
Nah,
get.
you're not ugly.
Yeah, I mean, this the black community. You ain't growing up black without getting rained on. This is life. I don't give. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fact.
It don't matter, bro. They whatever is they gonna find something about you. They gonna just rank that shit to death. So people been calling me
That's
ugly
fact.
and black my whole life, whole life. But I wasn't one of them depressed ass kids. Like I could look, I could see myself, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, bitch, you lying. You know what I mean? So when I got grown, like when I started, like college 24, 25, every time if I snatch a bad one, motherfucker look like, how you got her? And if she was to catch me with another girl or some shit, like she'd be talking to me like I was lucky she gave me a chance. Like, well, I can't believe I gave this nigga something like that. This is my experience. So if you listen to everything I told you, I piece all this together, and I start thinking to myself
Yeah.
when I turned like 30. I know this is weird, right? I never even considered colorism type shit until I got older. I was like, man, this shit weird. Like, why is this all coming together? But so I look at it
Right.
like they looked at me like I wasn't, I guess a valuable guy. You know what I mean? Even though I look
And
at
and
myself,
another
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. Another thing is women normally don't want to date men that look better than them. So that's another thing too. Like you can't look better than us because that's gonna create maybe an insecurity.
Right.
Because if you look good, that means. Well, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with you. I'm just saying if your man looks better than you, then it's like he's gonna have a lot of women coming after him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, no, you don't want to. You want to be the prize, basically. You want to look better than him. You want him to feel like he has something special, like he has a prize.
So you don't think they were saying that out of like on some color shit? You think they was? So you do think that they don't think I was as attractive as they were, but you don't think it was like, okay, it's dark ass nigga. You think it was like they was like, well, you a little ugly. That what you think? They thought I was a little ugly.
So ugly. They didn't think he looked better than them.
Right. Nigga, I'll be like, hey, I'm talking to such and such. Nigga, you lying. They really thought I was lying. Bro, till this day, I can't even call nobody that would co-sign that whole relationship. I would have to call her. Like my oh God.
Wow.
Niggas did not believe me. I was like, bro, all right, bro, shit. So I was like, I must be a little ugly. That's the thing I'm like, bro, I could look in the mirror, bro. I be doing my push-ups and shit. I was like, hey. So I don't know. That's crazy.
Nah, yeah, I think we tend to date men who we think would, love us a little bit more than we love them. I know that sounds so bad, but
no, that's not bad at all.
That's just kind of what it is, As a woman, you want to be up on the pedestal. You want to be the most beautiful. So you can't have a man that's like, super fine. Like, yeah,
you gotta be a little ugly. I feel you. A little ugly.
No, not a little ugly. Just not
a little
uglier.
Yeah, not as cute. Hey, so this one other note that I made, and I let you go. Whatever. Hey, I told people, bro, I really feel like people don't date darker than them. Like I feel like when I be seeing people announce their marriages and shit, like I be looking at it and they be looking like cousins. Like I feel like they be looking alike. For real,
really?
like I'm not gonna name no names and shit because of the fact that we know a lot of the same people. You know what I mean? I mean, even people out like, right, people in my family, like people just, people that I know. I'm just like, dog. Like sometimes I be like, bro, y'all look like brother and sister. Like it's not rare that you see people not, you know what I mean? But I be seeing some people sometimes I be like, man, I don't know. Y'all should did y'all check with y'all grandparents? You know what I'm saying? Like, where y'all from?
Oh my God.
Bro, I really, cause I remember I was talking to my, one foolie I know, and he legit said, he was like, yeah, bro, I don't date girls darker than me. Like, he literally said that shit. So when I started looking around, I'm like, dog, I feel as though people kind of date in their skin complexion. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
why just go.
That might be true.
Yeah, go down your Facebook feed right now. Go the last couple you seen get married. That's like not old. The older people they marry differently. You know what I'm saying? They do. They marry differently. And like no crazy person. Like all right, so if they like no super independent personalities. Like if you know somebody already like their own self, they gonna marry who the fuck they want to marry. They might not be too. But if you just look at the average person, especially like if they, no offense to light skinned folks, they super light skinned, they gonna date another light skinned mother. That's just from what I saw. Like so I be looking at them like, man, y'all look like cousins, man.
Really, I tend to see more light skin with dark skin.
You think so?
Light skin women with dark skin men. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll take it. Shit, it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
That's what I see a lot. But I mean, yeah, you kind of want to. And some people look at it like when we start to have children, you want your children to look like you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, okay, never mind. But yeah, you want your children. I was about to say something, but no, you kind of want your children to look like you, so you tend to date people who, are in the same skin tone,
right? Yeah.
Race,
that's probably
all that.
Yeah, I got a homegirl who boy, I swear I call everybody my homegirl because I don't be talking to these people every day, but But you know what I mean? Like if I see them, it ain't no problem. And she was people used to be like, man, why you don't have on ain't never date? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all seem so cool with each other. She's always be like, oh, I ain't dark enough for him. I be like, oh, hit me. I said, shit. That what she believe. I don't think that's the case, but I understand. You know what I mean?
I mean, is it based on your dating history?
I think so. Yeah, that's why she would feel that way. Yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
She don't know all at the time. She didn't know everybody, so I just feel like she jumped the gun. You just know the last 4 or 3 or whatever. You don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know the whole history. You jumped the gun. But for me, I didn't want to date her because I ain't want to lose my friend. You feel me? Because if I date you now, we can't be cool no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
and that was the real reason.
That was because I gotta see her all the time. You know what I'm saying? So if I date you and we don't work out, what we gonna do now? Hide from each other? Like I don't feel like doing that. It's just too close. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But it had nothing to do with us getting complacent. Till this day, that's still my people. So I keep friends now. I could be friends. For real. No
so you're open to dating a lighter skinned woman.
I ain't gonna say
what's going on?
I can't listen. I cannot say I could tell you I'm open to it. I can tell you that, but history is gonna say different. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that. I like real ghetto hood black. Like I don't be like it. You look at my girlfriend. Hey, you cannot. You shouldn't have to guess that she black or not. Like you look at my girl like, oh, she black for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Big booty, natural hair. That me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you.
You gotta ask her how to pronounce her name. How do you pronounce that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on.
Hey. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? No, you know what I mean? Like, so hood shit. Like,
okay, so that's your preference. That's what you like.
You gotta eat hot sausage and salt and vinegar chips to be with me. You feel me?
Oh Lord.
On God. You gotta go. Hey, you gotta go to the. Hey, you gotta
for real too.
I swear to God, you gotta go to the Orange County Fair every year, nigga. Like to be with me, shit, for real. Like,
wow.
That gotta be top tier in your book. Oh, nigga, I can't wait for the fair to come. When you hear them say that,
you ready to wipe in? Huh?
Hey, what you said? Nigga, I'll probably listen. Hey, AJ, I find the most natural, thick, melanated. Black. I like. What do you call them? Black American. I like Black American. Cause I'm only half black. You know what I'm saying? So I need more black in my lineage. I'm only half black.
What's the other half?
I'm Nigerian. I'm half Nigerian, half black.
Nigerian. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So my daddy be saying that I be confused by a lot of shit because I'm only half black. You know what I mean? So he be like,
oh my God.
So even so, no, this is a good example.
Legit African American.
Legit, yeah, by standard. So like even like a conversation like this about colorism, he feel as though I would see it differently. I see it. Okay, he feel as though I see it differently because I'm only half black. You know what I mean? So if I was fully black, we wouldn't be having this conversation in his eyes. But because I'm only half black, I look at it like, damn, something different over there. Like, what the fuck going on? You know what I mean? Because I don't understand. Mm-hmm. That's how he sees it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So okay. So my opinion. Anyway, though, we're going on like an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, AJ.
All right.
But I thank you for joining.
Me.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that you have such an upbeat spirit. Like you really are positive. You know what I mean? Your friends, they care about you and y'all care about each other. I really
yeah.
Yeah, I gained a lot of respect. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I piece it together. I'm gonna let you know when to drop though. I'm gonna tag you in everything.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Alrighty. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, Big Dog AJ Nerd Bay. Hey, go visit the Nerd Bay. The Nerd Bay. I should have asked her before she hung up. The MacTheDJ.Com. I read a couple of the blog posts early on. You know what I mean? It's about tech. It's about being a black woman in tech. Man, I might have read that like a year ago. It's been a while. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, man, visit my dog, you know what I mean? Fly away in the building. Mac, I'm in the building. I've been talking for a long time. I'm tired. We doing gigabytes on my MacBook. Don't got no memory. We doing all types of gigabytes, man. Shit. It's hot in this room. It's light, it's hot. I ain't got no water, y'all, boy. Hey, listen, no, for real. Nobody be offended by none of this shit. I really don't care about skin complexion. I really don't care for looks and all this shit. Like, a lot of this shit is really irrelevant in the grand scheme of life. And I guess that's what makes me want to talk about it, is because, like, but you're not gonna talk to a nigga 'cause he's short. Like, or you're not gonna talk to that girl because she's tall. That's dumb as hell. Or you're not gonna talk to, cause she light skinned or he dark skinned or whatever. Ooh, that none of that shit. Even when she was like, people want the kids to look like that. Okay, I get that a little bit. Maybe not date no white person, cause if you black and she white, them babies they gonna look different than both of y'all. So maybe all right, ooh. But like if you light and you dark, hey, kids it's gonna look like one of y'all. That's a good little mixture. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You feel what I'm saying? I said all that to say, let's not be as shallow to relegate each other to skin complexion and or height, stature, and things that really don't hold a lot of value in life. As opposed to those things, like AJ was speaking on, the character of her friends and the character of herself, as y'all heard her speak, like, those are things that we should put a lot more value on as opposed to looks. I ain't saying go out here and get, if they don't look, if you're not attracted to them, by all means, don't, you don't want to be with somebody you're not attracted to, but really consider and look deep as to what it is about that person you're attracted to. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, me, I know I like them thick. Natural hair, thick. Been like that since I was a jit. As a bar. It ain't never fucking changed. It ain't gonna never change. It's gonna always be. That's really my preference. Like, I don't like that shit because somebody told me, or because the world say that's popping or whatever. Like, that ain't gonna never be the case for me. You know what I mean? But I feel like everybody should, and that's the reason why I can say that shit, because when my brother told me that shit. You know what I'm saying? One day I was like, dog, this, I was dating all these types of girls and shit. The relationship wasn't working out. He looked at me. He said, dog, just what's wrong with liking what you like? That don't make you shallow. Like, really, that's what you like. You like, that don't make you shallow. Go do that. So like what you like, but for real what you like. Not what society told you to like, or what you think finna give you some cool points. What do you like about people? Like, I was just telling AJ, I'm like, bro, I just like them from the hood, for real. I like, hey, we could bust down this house together. You take the booty, I take the... Hey, you know what I'm saying? Who ate the last salt and vinegar chips, man? Let's have real arguments. Who ate the last Flaming Hots? You know what I'm saying? For real, like, dig deeper as to what attracts you to people. It's a long ass podcast. All right, man, I'm out.